to honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child. A life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers, so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her, not as a warrior, but as warmth, to teach her not battle, but stillness, the kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
All right, so that is the third. I think I'm. There we go. No, now I'm. Anyway, sorry about that. So that is the third teaser trailer from Avengers Doomsday. Oh wait, sorry, that's the second one. Anyway. So, we now know that Steve Rogers is returning. I see comments, people saying, yay, the real Captain America is returning. Or, why would you do this? You introduced Sam and now you're bringing Captain America back. First off, we know Steve Rogers is returning. We don't know how he's returning. He could still just be Steve Rogers. I mean, he does have the super soldier serum. So he's, of course, going to be strong no matter what. But we don't know if he's returning as Captain America. We don't know how he's returning, for how long, what's going to happen. We don't know that. So the people who are whining on either direction, calm the hell down. Because, number one, we don't know how Steve is returning. Number two, in the comics, Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson exist in the same universe. One is retired and the other one is Captain America. It is perfectly fine. Now in this one, Thor is praying to Odin so he can survive this one last battle, so he can return home to Love, which is his adopted daughter. For those who did not, like me, did not watch the latest Thor movie, which I just know of it. Thank you, Emergency Awesome. So, So we have this, so there was this rumor going around that to show just how threatening Dr. Doom is, that they would kill off Thor. Considering he is now praying to Odin that he survives and goes back to Love, which, by the way, fun fact, is played by his actual daughter, Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter. But I'm worried now. Maybe that rumor is going to come true. Now, anybody who's familiar with the Secret Wars comics knows that at the very end, Reed and Franklin get together and reform the multiverse after Dr. Doom is defeated. So it's still possible that people who were bummed that a certain character died will suddenly be alive again. So it just depends on the actors. Because it's one thing to recast certain actors like the potential of a recast for Black Panther. Is that going to be a recast or young T'Challa Jr. all grown up? But someone who's been in the movies for those 10 years, it would be harder to say, oh, the actor doesn't want to come back, let's recast. That makes it a bit harder to do. The longer you played a character, the harder it is people are going to accept a recast. But, for those characters who died, since no one ever stays dead in the comics anyway, if the actors are willing to come back and they are really popular characters, they can always put that in a reboot. I mean, Natasha and Yelena, I believe, both exist in Marvel Comics. It's not like the MCU where only one exists. So it's possible that they could find a way to have these characters exist. Bring young Steve Rogers back, but at the same time, oh, by the way, he's not Captain America. And those of you who are unhappy about it, well, you're just gonna have to pound sand because, people change. And if you say, oh, but Steve Rogers was written that way to give his shield to Sam. Yeah, because he's a fictional character. So the person that you like is a fictional character. And that means that he was written a certain way. Why it suddenly matters when he makes a decision you don't like is mind-boggling. But anyway, so I'm worried about Thor. I'm worried that Thor's not going to survive. I'm hoping Steve survives. I hope that this isn't going to be a matter of something happens to Steve. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think love is supposed to appear in Doomsday, which is perfectly fine by me. Like I said, I did not see the movie. It was panned by the critics, by fans. People didn't much like the movie. Actually, even Chris Hemsworth was like, I'd like to make Thor a little less jokey. I mean, it's great that Chris Hemsworth does comedy well, but that's not Thor. So, I heard that there's going to be a Thor 5, so like I said, they could kill him off, bring him back. They did that with Infinity War and Endgame, that the people who died came back except for Vision. That was a bit more complicated. But, so yeah. Yeah, I assume that this prayer is taking place after they've already discovered that Doctor Doom is the bad guy. And Thor just wants to make it through this so he can go back to his daughter. Let's see, what else did I want to mention about this trailer? Like I mentioned in the first one, these trailers are a week behind, these official trailers, that they release these trailers online once they release the next trailer before Avatar Fire and Ash. And the next one is going to be X-Men. So that's going to be another interesting, who are they going to show, which X-Men, what is happening with them, can you glean anything from the trailer? So, I believe that is all I have for this video. Yeah, I think I've covered everything I wanted to this video. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.